Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
So we're reading from Madhya-khanda Chap.3. So while Vrndavana Thakur was speaking of the different weißt du, das oben musst du auch drücken. Der Knopf oben. Erstmal drück das. Gut gemacht. So, while Vrndavana Thakur was describing Mahaprabhu's ecstatic transformations, that's how this chapter began. Mahaprabhu and Sri Nityananda meet in Navadvipa. So here Sri Gauracandra became absolutely absorbed in love of Krishna. He exhibited different devotional moods. So while Vrndavana Thakur was describing these things, suddenly a certain emotion overcame him. And he immediately, from describing Mahaprabhu's pastimes and also Krishna's pastimes in Vrndavana, he came to Nityananda Prabhu, describing Nityananda Prabhu's pastimes. Suddenly. So this is something quite unusual. Because he felt that urge. Geht die nebenan?
Ja.
Ja,
Ist okay?
Ja.
Ist okay?
Ja. So jetzt, after describing Sri Nityananda Prabhu's pastimes and how he left, he inspired, actually, there are different commentaries, not many commentaries to this Chaitanya Bhagavat. Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, they have given their commentaries on in our line. So both of them are of the opinion that it was Nityananda Prabhu's desire to leave home so that if he stayed longer, then the parents would be thinking of giving him in marriage and this and that. And the main purpose of his incarnation, to propagate the holy name, would then be sidetracked, which he didn't want. So he was a good, strong young boy of 13, 14-year-old, and this itinerant sannyasi, traveling sannyasi, came there. Why he came there, nobody knows. It is not usual that everybody comes to, traveling sannyasi comes to the house of Malai Pandit, and they don't even know each other. So, Nityananda was waiting for such an opportunity. And when the sannyasi came, he understood that this was a sign for him to gradually fulfill the purpose of his incarnation. So after this whole narration about Nityananda Prabhu, there's a falashruti. Falashruti means the result of hearing about these glorious pastimes of Lord Nityananda. What is the result? And also, this also gives the answer to many who are thinking, why did Vrndavana Thakur, the author, suddenly from describing Krishna's and Mahaprabhu's pastime and banked upon describing Nityananda Prabhu's pastimes, especially a very important one, where he actually leaves home. So, in order to answer this question of why, here, Vrndavana Thakur, the author, is giving his reason. What is that? Whoever hears Lord Nityananda's pastimes of coming to Navadvipa will be blessed with Krishna Prem. He wants to bless everyone with Krishna Prem, whoever reads. That's why Nityananda, because Nityananda Prabhu is the one who will give us Radha Dasya. Nityananda Prabhu is giving us Radha Dasya, which is the main purpose of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. And the means to attain Radha Dasya is by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. By chanting Mahamantra, one attains Radha Dasya. This is the speciality, the transcendental speciality of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's incarnation. So, whoever hears Lord Nityananda's pastimes of coming to Navadvipa will be blessed with Krishna Prem. Lord Vishwambar heard of Lord Nityananda's arrival in Navadvipa, and he felt great joy within. Earlier, Lord Chaitanya had given indications of Lord Nityananda's arrival to the Vaishnavas, but they could not understand the import. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not want to immediately reveal everything to them. If Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's incarnation is a secret, it is supposed to be a secret. So also is the incarnation of Nityananda Prabhu, it is also a secret. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's incarnation as the Supreme Personality of God, not only that, as the fountainhead of all incarnations, is the secret. So is also the secret Nityananda Prabhu's incarnation. Therefore, Mahaprabhu gave indications to the devotees. Oh, a great personality is going to come amongst us in such a manner. Of course, he knew, Mahaprabhu knew who this great personality is, but he didn't want to divulge. He didn't want to openly describe it. So he kept it like a secret. So he told them, a great personality will come to Navadvipa within a few days. This was his prophecy. Great personality. Lord Gauracandra worshipped Lord Visnu in his temple and then quickly went to meet all the devotees. He told them, last night I had a wonderful dream. A chariot came and stood in front of my door. The chariot's flag had a palm leaf drawn on it. This chariot was meant. What was that? Eine schlechte Stelle.
Ganz schlechte Stelle.
Massage করে Last night I had a wonderful dream. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling the devotees. Yeah. A chariot came and stood in front of my door. He's seeing this in his dream. A chariot came and stood in front of her. This chariot flag had a palm leaf drawn on it. Chariot's flag. All chariots usually have a flag. This is very well, because from far afar, people can see who is coming. Who is coming? According to the chariot flag, people will know who the person is who is coming in the flag. So palm leaf has some special significance. What is the significance of a palm leaf? That we will now hear. The chariot's flag had a palm leaf drawn on it. This chariot was meant to carry one from this temporary material existence to the absolute reality. So this chariot was meant to carry one from this material existence into the transcendental spiritual realm. This chariot was meant to carry one from this temporary material existence to the absolute reality. Within the chariot was a colossal figure. Colossal means huge. Colossal figure. He carried a plow on his large shoulders. Plow. Plug. Carried his plow on his large shoulders. He was moving about as if he were restless. He was restless, moving about. There's a bird called wagtail. In English, this wagtail, I don't know. In Germany also there is this brown looking, and it has its tail is constantly moving. Huh? Shaman, Herr Dr. Leo.
Kolibri?
Bitte?
Vielleicht Kolibri?
Ich weiß nicht, wie heißt dieser Vogel?
Wie heißt der auf Englisch?
Bitte?
Wie heißt der auf Englisch?
Wagtail.
Wagtail.
Ja, also geschrieben mit V-A-G.
Nein,
W-A-G. W-A-G-T-A-I-L.
Ja, der Schwanz, der bewegt sich ständig.
Stelze. Stelze.
Bitte?
Eine Stelze.
Stelze.
Stelze. Stelze.
Bachstelze.
Also, nie hören.
Bachstelze.
Bachstelze.
Die wirkt auch mal mit dem.
Ist ständig.
Ja.
Der Schwanz bewegt sich ständig.
Ja.
Ja. Wie die Augen der Gopis. So, Nityananda, I mean, this colossal figure carrying the plow was restless, moving constantly. In his left hand, he carried a renunciate's water pot, which was wrapped over by cane reeds. Both his upper cloth and lower dress were blue. A beautiful earring pierced his left earlobe. His whole appearance and demeanor indicated that he was Lord Balaram. Upon speaking, he repeated the question at least 10 or 20 times, saying, "Does this house not belong to Nimai Pandit?" So this is the dream that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had, and he was describing this dream to the devotees. And this is an exact description of Balaram. Balaram is very large. He's bigger than Krishna. He's the elder brother. And broad shoulders, but very calm face, not like Krishna. Balaram is very calm. And his weapon is a plow, a huge plow. With that plow, he pulled Jamuna Devi into 100 different currents because he became angry with Jamuna Devi because he called Jamuna Devi to come and he didn't come. So with his plow, he said, I will pull all your things from here. And he did so. Even today, Jamuna Devi has some, most of it is dried out, but in some places these streams,
Tributaries.
tributaries are there. So he carried a renunciate's water pot because when he left home and was traveling with this sannyasi, this renunciate, he was the assistant of the renunciate. And he would carry his water pot and other different clothes and like that. Because Lord Nityananda also was Avadhut. Avadhut is a certain order, spiritual order, which is not Vedic. In the Vedic system, one takes sannyasi. This is in the Vedic ritual. But Avadhut is on the same level as the sannyasi, completely renounced, but they don't have the same rituals and practices like the sannyasis. So Avadhut is a little more free. They don't have to cut their hair. He grows dreadlocks. And they can wear any colored cloth, not only the saffron. So, being an Avadhut, he was also renunciate. This is a renunciate order, fully free from all sex life and following all the principles that is followed by a sannyasi. It's just that there are certain differences in cloth and maintaining one, because a sannyasi has to very much maintain his physical appearance. Sannyasi has to wear clean clothes, be clean shaven, and always taking 3 baths and doing the annik and all that. So these rituals are there. And Avadhut, he's more in the absorbed within in meditation. And also the difference is that sannyasis are meant to preach, but Avadhuts, they don't preach so much. They're more into developing or progressing in their own spiritual life, making more advancement there. But they are all renounced just like the sannyasis. So therefore, he was carrying a water pot, which is a symbol of renunciation. As well as he was carrying his own weapon, plow. Now, plow is actually carried by farmers. So this is unusual that a sannyasi is carrying a plow. The sannyasi usually carries his staff, rod. Staff. Staff einer entsagt ist. In entsagter Ordnung muss man den Stab immer bei sich haben. But Avadut doesn't have a stab. But this particular Avadut had a plow. That is most unusual. Most unusual is that somebody is carrying a plow everywhere he goes. Kann man vorstellen, dass jemand einen Pflug mit sich trägt, überall wohin geht. Ja? Aber das ist eben Avadut. Sie dürfen das machen. Niemand denkt, dass es irgendwie außergewöhnlich ist oder so. And both his upper cloth and lower dress were blue. Now, sannyasi will never carry anything which is not saffron, so blue. Balaram loves the color blue. Why? Don't ask. A beautiful earring pierced his left earlobe. That is also unusual for a sannyasi to have his earlobes pierced. Unusual. His whole appearance and demeanor indicated that he was Lord Balaram. His appearance and demeanor is his benehmen. Upon speaking, he repeated a question at least 10 or 20 times. He was what? Does this house not belong to Nimai Pandit? Does this house not belong to Nimai Pandit? He was shouting loudly. So this is all in the dream. Never before have I seen such a formidable looking mendicant.
Bakita.
So Mahaprabhu is saying, never before have I seen such a formidable looking mendicant. Formidable means very
Noble oder?
nein, kein Nobel. Formidable ist nicht bedrohend, nicht ganz, aber ja, also schon
Confident.
no, formidable ist
Außergewöhnlich.
competent, kann man sagen, competent.
Vorzüglich.
Bitte?
Vorzüglich.
Auch nicht.
Kompetent. Ja.
Auch nicht. Formidable bedeutet zum Beispiel, er war ein formidable Gegner. Wenn ihr einen Gegner ist, mutig und stark und so weiter und strahlt ein, wie sagt man, nicht ganz bedrückend, aber ein Selbstbewusstsein, ich bin hier. It's formidable. Never before have I seen such a formidable looking mendicant. While a mendicant is usually very humble. And a mendicant,
Wandermönch.
Mönch.
Wandermönch.
Yeah. Eine reisende Mönch is very humble. Very humble. But here it says, I've never seen such a formidable looking mendicant. Richtig. I felt great respect for this person, and I asked, I see that you are a great personality. Who are you? In the dream, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is asking, I see, I've never seen such a formidable personality like you, who is supposed to be a mendicant because you're carrying a water pot, which is the renunciates, and your hair is all uncombed, like a yogi. Therefore, you're not a Kshatriya, or you're not a Vaishya. But yet, I can't place you as a yogi, a renunciate, because you don't have the symptoms of. So he said, I felt great respect for this person. Mahaprabhu saying that as soon as I saw him, his whole emanation, his whole energy that was coming to me, I felt great respect for him. I asked, I see that you're a great personality. I can understand by seeing you how you are behaving and your appearance that you must be a great personality. Who are you? Who are you? Smiling, he replied, I am your brother. Tomorrow we shall get to know each other. His words increased my delight, and I began to feel that he and I were the same person. That he and I were the same person. Balaram and Krishna are not different from each other. They're the same. So I am your brother. Nityananda Prabhu is saying, I am your brother, just like Balaram was your brother. In this Leela, I am your brother. One brother has already left, Vishwarup. He was my expansion. Vishwarup is an expansion of Lord Balaram, Nityananda. But I am your real brother. And you and me are the same person. In the middle of the narration, the Lord went into an ecstatic trance. While he was speaking like this, just thinking about it, speaking about it, he went into an ecstatic trance. And entering into the mood of Lord Balaram, he began to roar and shout loudly, remembering all this dream and this great personality. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was overcome with the spiritual sentiments of Lord Balaram, Nityananda. And he entered into the mood of Lord Balaram. He began to roar and shout loudly. This is the nature and character of Lord Balaram or Nityananda. It was very calm within, but when he got excited, he was very strong and expressing himself very strongly. That is the characteristic of Lord Balaram Nityananda. And he began to roar and shout loudly, bring me wine! Bring me wine. This was in remembrance of his Ras Leela. Balaram also performed his Ras Leela. It's described in the Bhagavata. At that time, while he was dancing with the gopis, they all became a little exhausted and tired. So at that time, in order to rejuvenate and drive away the exhaustion of all the gopis and himself, he remembered wine. You see, his wife, two wives. Rukmini and Varuni. So Varuni is the daughter of Varuna. Varun is the demigod
Of the
of water bodies, ocean, and he is the administrator of the oceans and things. So he had a daughter named Varuni, very beautiful. And so when this last Leela of Lord Balaram was going on and there was this pause, there was a sudden stop. So Varun wanted his daughter to marry Lord Balaram. So he sent her with this pot of Varuni. It's a special type of drink, not alcoholic.
Honiggetränk.
Ja, aber es ist nicht fermentiert. Kein nicht fermentiert. Aber trotzdem berauschend. Der Honig ist berauschend.
Ja, Honig an sich ist berauschend.
Ja. Honig wird nie fermentieren. Das ist auch eine ganz besondere Charakteristik von Honig. Ja? Obwohl es alle anderen Süßigkeiten, wenn du die so lässt, die werden fermentiert nach einer gewissen Zeit, gerade wenn es sehr warm ist. Aber Honig nie. Aber trotzdem, wenn man mit verschiedenen Arten von Kräutern und so weiter, dann ist eine Health Drink.
Varuni, das Getränk.
Yeah. But it is also berauschend. So because he wanted to give pleasure to other gopis, so suddenly he smelled this beverage, Varuni, which Varuna's daughter was holding in the pot. So when he smelled, he started shouting, "Bring wine, bring wine." So he did. Mahaprabhu, in the mood of Lord Balaram, remembered his rasa dance and began to shout, roar, "Bring me wine, bring me wine." It's actually not wine. In English, we couldn't translate this particular beverage. It's known as Varuni, so there was no other alternative other than calling it a wine, but it's not really wine because wine is a fermented liquid.
Like, is it different in Somaras?
Yeah?
Somaras is some different.
Somaras is different again. Somaras is in
Cannot make it
the
on the
moon.
Earth planet.
Sorry?
Not no Earth planet, possible.
No, the ingredients are not there. Bring me wine, bring me wine. His thundering voice seemed to burst the eardrums. Srivas Pandit said, "Listen, dear Lord, the wine that you desire is to be received from only you. You therefore mercifully distribute your wine so that you and all might partake of its ecstasy." The Srivas Thakur, Narad Muni, he has witnessed Lord Balaram's rasa dance. So Srivas Pandit, he's in Chaitanya incarnation and in Narad Muni. So he's giving an explanation so that the other devotees do not mistake for to be an actual wine, because they might misinterpret this "bring me wine" as an actual alcoholic beverage, but it is not an alcoholic beverage. So to clear that misunderstanding or confusion, He's talking about the wine of ecstasy, or it's called nectar. Nectar. So he said, actually, my Lord, what you're meaning is that you are asking for the nectar so that you can distribute it to all, and they will all go into a state of ecstatic trance simply by drinking that immortal nectar. The devotees, a little afraid and trembling at seeing the uncontrolled mood of the Lord, stayed at a distance from the Lord, thinking to themselves, certainly there must be a great reason for this manifestation. Because previously they know that when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went into ecstatic trance, and when the devotees were coming near him, he would beat them, or he would chase them, and they would run in fear. Sachimata would then also run behind and tell everyone, "No, don't go, he's not going to do anything, come back." So this is high drama. So here also the devotees kept a distance. Who knows where Mahaprabhu? Mahaprabhu is also very big. He had huge hands, long hands, down to the knees. Very strong. So so they were a little kept a respectful distance, called discreet distance.
Aber ich glaube, formidable ist, glaube ich, stattlich in Deutsch.
Stattliche.
Stattliche.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's correct. Stattlich. You know. Certainly there must be a great reason for this manifestation. So the devotees were speaking among themselves. So this is a wonderful appearance of the Lord. This is a wonderful manifestation. We have never seen such manifestation. Although they were keeping a distance, they were telling amongst each other, there must be something very, very extraordinary. Of course, everything about the Lord is extraordinary. There's nothing like that. But also amongst the extraordinary, just like this described, in an ocean of ecstasy, Sri Rupa Goswami describes. Oceans have waves. Right? So in the ocean of ecstasy, waves are like Sanchari Bhav. They're called Sanchari Bhav. Sanchari Bhav are temporary emotions which rise in order to give the rasa a certain twist and an extraordinary taste. And just like in the ocean, the wave again goes back into its own water level, subsides. Similarly, such ecstatic manifestations are like the Sanchari Bhav. Certainly there must be a great reason for this manifestation. With reddened eyes, the Lord recited small lyrical poems and ballads. The Lord was reciting small lyrical ballads, lyrical poems, and ballads. Ballads are usually songs which describe a certain event or a certain personality, and it becomes a tradition in a particular culture, and it's sung. These are called ballads. And poems, lyrical poem means it has It's more like a song, but spoken in a prosaic manner. That is a lyrical poem. Smiling, he softly and rhythmically swayed his body like Lord Shankarshan Balaram. This is all Chaitanya Mahaprabhu enacting the role of Lord Balaram, because he came into that ecstatic spiritual mood of Lord Balaram, and therefore he was acting just like Lord Balaram. So Balaram, he's very active sometimes, jumping high, very high. He would jump while dancing. This is all described in the Chaitanya Bhagavata as well as Chaitanya Chaitanya. Smiling, he softly and rhythmically swayed his body like Lord Shankarshan Balaram. Now he has calmed down and is swaying. After a while, the Lord returned to his normal self. Then Murari Gupta, the beloved devotee and friend of Lord Ramachandra, began to explain the inner meaning of the Lord's dream. Murari Gupta comes from the family of Ayurveda doctors. Gupta is a title given to Ayurveda doctors. So, in the study of Ayurveda, they also have to know how to interpret dreams. Not all dreams. There are certain dreams which have a particular meaning conveyed according to the symbols that one sees in the dream. Most of the time we don't even remember the dreams. We all dream, every one of us. But we forget. But some dreams are extremely poignant, very strong. It leaves very strong impressions. And one remembers that. So Murari Gupta, after hearing Mahaprabhu's description of the dream that he had seen, Murari Gupta began to comment on it, explain. What is that? Murari Gupta, the beloved devotee and friend of Lord Ramachandra. Now Murari Gupta is actually a Ram Bhakta. He is a devotee of Lord Ram. He is an incarnation of Lord Hanuman and Garuda together. Murari Gupta. My feeling is that your dream indicates a great personality has come to Navadvipa. So my interpretation is that the great personality that you are dreaming of is already arrived in Navadvipa. Has already come to Navadvipa. A few days earlier, you have already said that soon we would all meet a great personality. The Lord then said to Srila Haridas Thakur and to Srivas Pandit, go and discover this great personality. So Srivas Pandit and Haridas Thakur, who were there, Mahaprabhu said, you go and find out who this great personality is and bring me the proper news about him. So, questions?
You said earlier that
Haribol, any questions from your side?
Haribol, can I have a question?
Allowed?
What is the difference between Avadhut and Paramhansa?
And
Paramhansa.
Paramhansa, well, Paramhansa has many meanings. Which meaning are you talking about?
Well, as far as I know, Avadhut means someone.
No, I mean Paramhansa.
Paramhansa, one who can discriminate to the maximum capability.
The Paramahansa can discriminate?
To the maximum.
Discriminate what?
What is good and what is not good.
No,
In
that
terms
is
of-
absolutely incorrect.
Truth and false.
Paramahansa means, first of all, there are 4 stages of sannyas. And the last stage of sannyas is also known as Paramahansa. Kutichak, Bohudak, Hansa and Paramahansa. These are the 4 different stages in sannyas. But Paramahansa also has the meaning of always being able to discriminate between reality and illusion. It's also Paramahansa. Paramahansa also means just like a swan has the ability to separate milk from water. Similarly, a Paramahansa is one, although living in the material world, is untouched by it. That is a Paramahansa. And Avadhut can be a Paramahansa also. Paramahansa is not an order. Avadhut is an order. It is a particular order of the spiritual lineage. But if you're referring to Paramahansa as sannyasi, then it's a different matter. So an Avadhut can definitely be Paramahansa.
Generally, it is regarded that the Avadhut is the one of the qualities they have is they don't consider the norms of social etiquettes. Is it like that?
Norms of social etiquette is false. They don't always maintain their lives according to it. But etiquette is always in relationship with others. So their behavior and demeanor is not asocial, but their lifestyle may be asocial.
There is a one term I came across, that Jivan Mukta and Videha Mukta, Karma Mukta. What are these terms? What does it mean?
Well, Jivan Mukta means someone who is already liberated, but still is having the same body. In this particular life, in the same body, he has attained liberation. They are known as Jivan Mukta. And Karma Mukta means someone who is free from the reactions of karma.
And
Hare Krishna.
Is there?
Haribol?
Is there?
Haribol?
Yeah.
What is there anything called Videha Mukta?
Sorry?
Is there anything called Videha Mukta?
What? Sorry, I can't. You're not audible enough.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Is there anything called Videha Mukta?
Videha Mukta.
Videha.
Yeah.
What is that? I've never heard of this.
I was told by someone which is something which the mukti that you get immediately after death.
Immediately
Something
after?
like death. Immediately after death, you get this kind of liberation. Something like this. I'm not sure.
Well, I've never come across this term anywhere. So
Okay.
but that doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. So I can't answer that question.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Haribo. So, Avadhuta has nothing to do with the Babaji.
No. Avadhuta is completely separate. Babaji is also there.
Babaji is also after sannyas, or is it alongside sannyas?
No. There is also a different lineage. There's a different parampara. Babaji. So Avadhut.
And what is the difference between Babaji and Avadhut?
The Avadhut, they usually travel. They don't have any ashram and they don't stay in one place. That is one of the hallmarks of Avadhut. And as I said, personal appearance, they are not very much concerned about. But they're clean. No, but sometimes they are so much engrossed and absorbed in ecstasy and meditation that they forget. So, according to our scriptures, the position of a Babaji and an Avadhut is superior, spiritually speaking, to the
Sannyasi order.
yes, because the sannyasi order comes within the Varnashram system.
Chaturvarna.
The Varnashram system is actually a mundane principle, mundane paradigm. So that's why Mahaprabhu is saying that I am not a brahmachari, grihastha, banaprastha, and sannyasi. I am not a Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishnava, Shudra. My actual identity is that I am the servant of the servant of the servant of the maintainer of the gopis. So Avadhut, as well as Babajis, they can attain that position. But a sannyasi will find it difficult. And it is therefore that Nityananda Prabhu broke the staff of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because he didn't accept Mahaprabhu as a sannyasi. He was far superior.
Sorry. One more question I had was, you mentioned earlier that Mahaprabhu gives us prema in the amongst the rasas in the madhuryas. But can he not grant us sakhya and vatsalya also?
Of course.
So the holy name can also help us to achieve
love of Godhead. Now, love of Godhead, love can be expressed as friends, as servant to master, as the parents to the child. After all, love is common, but rasa is different. Rasa is different.
It comes under the category of prem also, but in different Dasa.
Yeah, not rasa.
About the Babaji, the Babaji tradition is, I heard it's not so long, it's maybe after Mahaprabhu we developed the Babaji, or is it in ancient times also?
No, not known. Because
First Avadhut, it's older, I think it's before.
Yes. Avadhut had always been there. And one of the main Avadhuts is Dattatreya. Generally Avadhuts are not personal worshippers. Not always, one can't make such a statement, but Avadut is usually an impersonalist, usually. And just like Dattatreya, he was an impersonalist.
But even sannyasis can be impersonalists.
Of course, impersonalists can be anybody.
Yeah.
You know, a Brahmavadi sannyasi can be impersonalist.
Yeah, just like you said, it's in the Chaturvarna, so anybody, any ashram, any kind of belief system can have it.
You know, for example, Ch3-p277-para3, whom Mahaprabhu took sannyas from, Ch3-p277-para3, he was a impersonalist.
Is there any special initiation process for the Avadut?
Yes, they have their initiation process.
Babaji also.
Babaji also. Their Babaji initiation is cloth. They get the loin cloth and things like that. That's the Babaji initiation. Avadut, I don't know what it is.
Could we say like Gopkishore, das Babaji Maharaj, he behaved also like a Avadut or something?
Yes.
Shouting or...
Quite a bit like. Even Vansidas Babaji Maharaj.
But they were Babajis.
Yeah, they are Babajis. The Vansidas Babaji is a disciple of Gauracandra Babaji Maharaj.
But then isn't it that Avadut is a higher stage of Babaji?
No.
The same line?
No. Actually, Babajis are supposed to be on the highest level. Because their loincloth and everything, these are more like the dress of a gopi. Yeah.
I mean, Nityananda Prabhu, he is also like Ananga Manchari. How is the relation between Rupa Manchari and Ananga Manchari, I think, the younger sister of Radharani?
Yes.
Yes. So he's a Manchari, actually. He's very special Manchari.
Yeah. Yes.
And how is I mean, he's in the Leela, he's arranging everything. Like, he's carrying the blow, I think, because of preparing the field for Bhakti, I think, like this. No?
That is the explanation of a plow. That that he prepares, as you said, the
field.
The field, so that
the seeds are.
The seed is planted there.
Bhakti.
Yeah.
Beach.
Yeah. It comes from the Guru. So he represents, the Guru represents him.
So Ananga Manchari is very important in the Rupa line also, not because to receive the seva, Ananga Manchari maybe.
Well, see, the Ashta Gopis, Ashta Shakis, they have their assistants, Manjaris. So Rupa Goswami is the assistant to Lalita Devi, for example. So all the Goswamis, they are all Manjaris. The 8 Goswamis, they are all Manjaris. They are assistant to all the main gopis, Ashta-gopis. And Nityananda, Balaram, he has direct access to Radharani.
Yeah, all the Leela.
Yeah. Whereas the other Manjaris, they are assisting and only on the order or behest of their Yuteshwari, they are rendering service. But Ananga Manjari does not require this because there is a direct. Radharani can directly speak to her and say, this is what I want of her.
So Srimati Radharani doesn't have a manjari.
I mean, Ananga Manjari, his sister.
Yeah. What is her age? Same like Rupa Manjari and...
Yeah, they all are between 7 and 9.
In the other, I don't know, I think Govinda, Lilamrita, they mentioned like 12, 13.
Manjaris.
Yeah.
No, those are gopis.
They may look like 12, 13. Yes, that is this fact. Like Srila Visnu Thakur is saying that Krishna lifted the Govardhan hill when he was 7 years old. But he looked like he was 9, 10, 11, like that. That's how he looked, his appearance. Well, because the speciality of the gopis is that they have not attained puberty. All the gopis have attained puberty.
Speciality of the manjari.
Yeah, so if they have attained the puberty, then they are not allowed to go into the kunjas.
So it's like the Priya Mama Shakas, the young boys, they can also, because they are maybe 6 or
Yes, but not in all the circumstances where the manjaris can go at any.
But the Ashtasari gopis, they are like 13 and something like this.
Yeah, between 12 and 15 actually.
I mistake it because they are like...
The gopis, not manjari.
Yeah. Hare Krishna. You see something there? Who does right there? Wieso?
They're happy.
Und deine Mutter auch?
Da fehlt noch
Deine
ein Zahn.
Mutter auch. Aber heute hast du ein Lächeln wenigstens. Ich danke für diesen Geschenk. Hare Krishna. Vielen Dank. Lass uns nochmal unsere demütige Ehrerbietung an den Lotusfüße. Oh, let us once again bring our most humble obeisance at the lotus feet of Krishna's Vaiparian incarnation, Srila Vrndavana Thakur. Our most humble obeisances at the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Nityananda, Sri Advaita Acharya, and all the eternal associates. Let us also offer our most humble respects to the scripture Sri Chaitanya Bhagavata. Hare Krishna and all glories to Sri Prabhupada.
Hare
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
That you said 8 manjaris are 8 Goswamis. Who are the other 2? Jiva Goswami?
Jiva Goswami is one of the 6 Goswamis.